What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 13, the Fantasy Football Lifeline Show, presented by Shoot Your Shot Sports. Again, this is week 13, and I'm Richie Chicago, and I'm joined by our expert, Jay Baller. And
What's up, Rich?
as always, yo, what up? How's it going?
Can't complain, man.
That's dope. That's dope. So, yeah, we're here to help.
You
Stuck.
less.
Awesome. So today's show is sponsored by Thrive Fantasy, the daily fantasy sports app for player props. It can be found on the Google Play and Apple App Store. So use promo code Lifeline. Sign up today, and they will match you up to $50 on your first deposit. So be sure to check back this Thursday for our Thursday night football contest picks. All right. So last week there were some injuries. Let's kick it off to you. Let's see what this injury outlook should be.
Yeah, so we saw probably the biggest one of the weekend was Dalvin Cook going down. Again, I think it looked a little bit more serious than it was. Was able to to continue on banged up, but hey, he's going to be in there, barring anything crazy that happens this week. Everything I'm seeing is not even they'll probably give him the questionable designation, but he's going to be in there playing against the Packers this weekend. Josh Jacobs, another one that I think it looked nastier than it was. Again, they were getting blown out by the Falcons. First time I've been able to say that all year. And the Falcons actually hung on. So there was no need to get Josh Jacobs in the game. They were already was already in a passing mode. But from what I'm seeing is it was not serious. Looks like he could play this week. Granted, they are playing the Jets, so there is potential that he'll miss a game. If you need to replace him, Devontae Booker is going to fill in just fine. We'll talk about him a little bit more and where he ranks in my waiver wire for the rest of the season here. And then Todd Gurley, he was kind of banged up as the week went on. He was an early scratch. I want to say Thursday, Friday afternoon, they scratched him. Again, it's the Todd Gurley story year after year. Those arthritic knees, they start to wear down. Here we are, week 13. Not somebody I'd want to count on. And again, I don't love either option we have there in Atlanta, Brian Hill, Ito Smith. Now, we thought Brian Hill would be the guy. Ito Smith ended up getting more of the touches, getting the fantasy output. That could switch week over week. It's too risky going into week 13. So I'm actually staying away from both of those guys. And then Julio, we've talked about Julio multiple times on the show. The guy's a day-to-day designation, come week 10 all the time. Just depends how he feels come Sunday. If he's able to get on the practice field at any point this week, there's a chance. If he doesn't see the practice field, they're not gonna play him. So keep an eye on that. Again, he was a questionable up until about 2 hours before the game on Sunday. You just never know with Julio, but if he's playing, you're playing him. So aside from that, non-injury related, usually Will Fuller is the guy that comes up in the injury conversation as a guy that, man, he's got so much potential, but you got to stay healthy for the whole year. Well, this year he's going to miss the rest of the season due to performance-enhancing drugs. He tested positive and acknowledged he tested positive for a banned substance that he was given to by a trainer from the summer, and I don't think he's going to appeal. I think he's going to take the suspension, sit out the rest of the year. As he's on his final contract year, it's not expected that the Houston Texans are going to re-sign him. He will miss the rest of this year. He'll miss his first game next year, and I fully expect him to be on a new roster come next year. And I think with the way he ended this year, he's going to be a top 15, top 20 wide receiver, depending on where he lands and who's going to be throwing him the ball. Would love to see him up in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. Not so sure we're going to get that lucky. I know Bears fans don't want to see that, but that would be an awesome combo up there. And then Adam Thielen, Mr. COVID here. I think he's going to, from what I'm seeing, he's going to be fine. The COVID designation was more for, I think it was a relative or a girlfriend or something. I'm not sure if he was the one that tested positive, but looks like he'll be off the list as long as he's practicing, he's playing. And again, I like the matchup that he has with the Packers this weekend. So we should be able to pin him back in your lineups. One that you won't be able to put back in your lineups is Mark Andrews. So be careful when you're tracking your tight end. Mark Andrews has slowly became the top 3 tight end, top 2 potentially. Kelsey doesn't count, but because of the date when he tested positive for coronavirus. He's going to have to miss this game. And then with next week's game being scheduled for Tuesday now versus the Cowboys, he will be out for week 13. Again, if that gets moved to Wednesday for whatever reason, he won't be able to play again. Much like we're seeing J.K. Dobbins and Mike Ingram, they're able to play tomorrow because of all the time that's elapsed since they tested positive or were in high contact. So keep an eye on all of it. I don't know what the Ravens are going to do. My guess is Gus Edwards is still going to get the first touches. Dobbins is going to be there. Ingram's going to be there. I think it's going to be a normal game for the Ravens aside from Noah Lamar Jackson. Good thing is it does look like because of all the moving around with the game going to next Tuesday versus the Cowboys, Lamar Jackson should be back. Again, he has to have no positive tests. Keep an eye on it. There's, they reported the second it comes out. So the one that I did want to make people aware of was Mark Andrews. So you will need a tight end for 2 weeks. I'm in that same situation. I got 2 guys I'm looking at. Again, waiver wire, not really able to pick those up. Zach Ertz, a guy I've been talking about for a couple weeks. Not like Mike Gesicki because I think he's done better with Ryan Fitzpatrick under center. Looks like Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to be under center for another couple weeks with Tua having a bum thumb. So no, keep an eye on the COVID guys. James Conner, again, that's another one. He didn't test. He did test positive. He's one that is he had cancer. He's kind of in that pre-existing condition situation. Not sure where he's going to stand. Again, the Steelers are in pretty good shape. Without him, I think that they could probably get by if he did need to miss a game. But if he's healthy, he's gonna be playing. He's gonna be in your lineup. RB2 flex situation. So we're seeing the numbers. We're seeing this breakout with the Ravens. We're seeing some more popular players get this COVID. And man, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed for me and you guys that the playoffs don't roll around and our stud players end up falling ill to the virus that's already taken most of our year. So fingers crossed. That's about all we can do. Hope they're being smart. Again, these guys are humans too, and they can only control so much. But hey, hopefully this Ravens thing scared them. I know a lot of teams are starting to do full quarantines going in the back end of the season. We'll see how it goes, but keep an eye on the notes, and that's the best I can do. Got a lot of day-to-day, a lot of COVID, nothing serious just yet.
Cool. So this week, remember, guys, Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Bucks, they're both on buys. So be sure to set your lineups and all that. And waiver wires. Let's get into that real quick.
Yeah. So most people were likely starting Tom Brady. I would think that there's potential that you had a backup there. Likely not starting Teddy Bridgewater. You were probably starting Mike Davis. Another injury that I'm not going to report on here. I did mention it was DJ. DJ Moore did get hurt. Looked like a non-contact injury. With them going into the bye, we don't know anything. They haven't said anything. So you can't stash Curtis Samuel if you didn't have him. Might be smart, but yeah, with the Panthers going on bye, and the fact that they haven't said anything gives me reason to believe he might be okay. Again, that's just if a guy tears ACL, they usually tell you right away. Schefter tweets it out. Hey, DJ Moore towards ACL, towards Achilles. We've been seeing it happen so much. But yeah, and again with these waiver wire guys, I don't love a lot that's out there. It's really got necessity. Again, if you're playing for the playoffs to make it in, I think going after a guy like Devontae Booker makes sense. If you had Josh Jacobs, again, I can't promise you he's going to be playing this weekend because I think Josh Jacobs is going to be fine. More to come. The waivers run tonight, so go at it with some risk. But let's dive into my top 5 this week. Actually, I only went with 4 because I really don't. There's not a lot out there that I'm claiming on a waiver wire. Aside from ad drop, wanting to see kind of what pans out here. So top guy, Cam Akers. I think again, as I talked to guys all year, is with the waiver wire, I want to take guys that I think can help me into the future. The future is getting slimmer and slimmer. Here we're going into week 13, playoffs around the corner. Cam Akers was, I felt, the best looking back in that Rams offense. Finally broke out, 61-yard run, followed that by a subsequent touchdown. He's been getting more touches. I know Malcolm Brown got touches. I know Darrell Henderson got touches. Cam Akers is the best player in that backfield. If the Rams want to make a push at the end of the year, they need playmakers. I think they're, McVay's not stupid. He sees what he has. So Akers, I think, is I know that he's my number one go-to. I think he has the highest potential here to finish out the rest of the season. The safest potential, flip side here, is Frank Gore. He's the number 1 running back in New York. He's going to get the carries. The Jets are always playing from behind, so it scares me when a guy like that is the guy getting the touches. He doesn't catch the ball much out of the backfield. He's going to be good for 7 or 8 points. He's going to be a touchdown. But this time of the year, if you need a flex, if you need a running back, I know that he's a starting running back. He's going to have the what we'll call a moderate ceiling, but the floor is going to be pretty well known.
Technical difficulties. Give us 1 second. You good, dude? Do. Give us 1 second, guys. All right, so 1 second, guys. We're just getting lowered up here, but we're just talking about the waiver wire and all that right now. So just give us 1 second. We have technical difficulties, and I think we might be back. Maybe. We might be back, maybe. While I'm here, guys, man, make sure you check out shop.shootshotsports.com. We have all these great merch. Not on me right now, but we have very cool merch. I can show you in a second. But let's see, shop.shootshotsports.com. Let's see. As you can tell right here, we have a bunch of stuff from our merch store. So go to shop.shootshotsports.com. And then good? No? I can't hear you. Oh, all right. Back here again. All right. So we do have another ad for you while we're waiting. So Fanatics is your one-stop shop for all your sports gear needs. Go to shootyourshotsports.com, click the link, and we have a special discount for you guys. So make sure you click the link at shootyourshotsports.com. Also, check out our site. We have a bunch of different blogs and all that. So shootyourshotsports.com is your place to go for all your sporting needs. One-stop shop for everything. All right. So, yeah. Let me just show you guys the website. Wait. Good? Maybe. Maybe good? No? Yeah.
My phone went like haywire.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, my phone went. Hey, I don't know if it was the. It kept saying the StreamYard is no longer working, but hey, I'm in now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, all right. Well, Kiki Kuti was where I was left off. If anybody is still listening after our first, it only took 13 weeks for us to have a technical situation.
Okay, I caught up with the ads.
No, with Will Fuller out, yeah, okay, that's awesome. I'm glad you were there to think quickly there. Yeah, I don't know, yeah, but Kiki Kuti, I'd like him to take the touches. Randall Cobb's still out. Deshaun Watson looks excellent. Brandon Cooks is a great wide receiver, but with that being a pass first offense, I like Kuti to step in. And then fourth, Devontae Booker. Like I said, he's a little risky because I'm not sure if he's going to be a guy starting this week or not. But he had Jacobs; he's a must add. And yeah, aside from that, on the waiver wire, guys, if you got Dalvin Cook, you better be adding Alexander Madison. It's cuffing season, as I brought up a couple weeks ago. If you have a number, if you have a top 10 running back, you better be cuffing him just in case the worst happens. We don't want that to happen, but it's fantasy football, guys. It happens every year, this time of the year. So yeah, best of luck in week 13. I welcome you guys back. Promise no technical difficulties next week for our playoff primer. Will be a little bit different type of a show, not as heavily focused on the waiver wire and injuries, a lot more focused on rankings, where I like people tight, good matchups, and maybe some nice wild cards that can really help you pull out a victory.
Nice, awesome, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at our handle SYSSFF Lifeline, and we basically do like a red zone type of thing where if you guys aren't on by TV or whatever, we put all the touchdowns on there by each like running back or receiver, whoever gets a touchdown or whatever, or quarterback, whatever. But stay tuned. If you have any questions, shoot it out to Jerry Baller. He's got you. So yeah, Sunday, if you want to, you could tweet him. He'll answer. So hit him up.
Please do. And yeah, best of luck to you guys this weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. Go Illini.
All right. See you guys.